Alright, so today we're going to read a creepypasta titled Beneath the Weeping Willow. This was submitted by our narrator, and if you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a comment down below saying that you would like to see more Arabic folk horror stories. Without further ado, let's get started. In the remote village of Al-Qaza, nestled between endless dunes and whispering groves, stood a single ancient tree, a towering, weeping willow that no one dared approach after months. Its long drooping branches swayed without wind, and the villagers swore they heard it weep at night. They called it Shajarat al-Buka, the tree of sorrows. It stood beside a forgotten well, half buried in the sand, sealed with heavy stones and rusted chains. No one remembered who sealed it, but everyone remembered why. Generations ago, a woman named Layla was cast out from the village. They said she was mad, that she spoke with shadows and wandered the desert barefoot. She lived alone by the well, where she prayed loudly every night and burned strange herbs under the willow. One night, children followed the sound of her weeping and vanished. Only Layla returned. They found her kneeling beside the well, whispering verses not found in any Quran. Her eyes were rolled back and her nails bloodied from clawing at the bark of the tree. The village elders, horrified, called upon a righteous man from the city of Resida, known for his strength against the jinn. He stayed in a tent beside the willow for 7 nights. On the 8th, he emerged pale and trembling and ordered the well sealed and the tree left alone. He said only this before leaving: "There's something beneath the willow that does not belong to this world, and it remembers its hunger." Present-day Yuya, a university student from Marrakesh, came to Al-Qaza to document ancient oral traditions for his thesis. He was skeptical of the superstitions but intrigued by the mystery of the weeping willow. Against the villagers' warnings, he decided to camp nearby. His guide, an old man named Abdu, refused to stay past Asr prayer. "You listen to the tree, it will call your name. You answer, you're lost," he warned, handing Yuya a small pouch of ruqya, blessed salt. That night, Yuya sat with his camera and voice recorder narrating notes under the moonlight. The tree loomed behind him, its branches swaying soundlessly. He laughed nervously and said into the mic, "The wind isn't even blowing." Then he heard it, a soft whisper carried on no breeze. A woman's voice, "Ye." The salt pouch trembled in his hand. He turned on his flashlight, nothing, only the tree and the sealed well. But then the soil shifted. A stone from the well's seal rolled out of place as though pushed from within. Yuya stared, breath caught, and then something moved beneath the willow's roots. The bark split open slowly, like torn flesh, revealing what looked like a human face, hollow-eyed, smiling. He backed away, praying under his breath, but the whisper returned, now louder. "You came to hear our stories, let me show you mine." He stumbled and dropped the camera but never looked back. The next morning, the villagers found Yahya near the mosque, barefoot, covered in sand, muttering Ayat al-Kursi over and over. He refused to speak of what he saw. The camera was recovered from beside the tree, but the footage was corrupted. Only one frame was intact, Yuya staring at something behind the lens, his face frozen in terror. Behind him, the willow loomed, and within the shadows, something stared back. No one camps there anymore. But sometimes after midnight, travelers still hear whispers among the trees. They say it's Layla, still praying, still weeping, still hungry. Alright, so first off, thank you so much for reading this story. I am really glad that you guys are enjoying these Arabic folk horror stories, because I have so many more that I want to share with you guys. Now second, I am so sorry that this took so long to upload. Life has just been crazy busy lately. Alright? And third, can we just appreciate how beautiful this story is? Like, everything about this story is just so good. From the setting to the characters, the plot, the writing style, I am absolutely obsessed. Now, for those of you guys that don't know what Maghrib time is, basically it's the time for the evening prayer. So essentially the story says that no one should be around this tree during Maghrib time because, evil stuff happens. And throughout the story, there are little hints towards the main antagonist of the story, which is this jinn that resides in the well beneath the tree. So when the story starts, it tells us that the tree is known as the Tree of Sorrows. Obviously, there's a very sad and mysterious aura surrounding this tree. Then it also tells us that the tree is also known as the Weeping Willow. So immediately we have this imagery of a sad, sorrowful tree that is weeping. Then later on in the story, when we get to the part where the Rasidla came to, help the village, he hears something crying underneath the tree, and then he orders the well to be sealed because he knows that something evil is residing in there. So all of these little hints throughout the story point towards the main antagonist and the fact that it is a jinn. Another thing I really liked about this story is the whole idea of the veil being so thin at night. For those of you guys who are familiar with Islamic beliefs, we believe that during nighttime, the barrier between the spiritual and physical realm is very thin, and that is when the Shaitan and his demons roam the earth. And in this story, we literally have demons. Like, I'm not kidding. There is this one part in the story where it describes the bark splitting open and showing a smiling face with hollow eyes. Like, come on. That image is seared into my brain. Ooh. Also, another thing I really liked about this story is that we don't actually see the monster. We only see the effects that it has on the other characters, which makes it even scarier, not knowing what the actual creature looks like, letting your imagination run wild. I've also noticed that a lot of people tend to forget that in Islamic culture, we have demons. Like, Whenever someone speaks of horror, they always think it's going to be about ghosts. And yes, we do have ghosts in Islamic culture, but we also have demons, too. And to be honest, I'm kind of surprised that no one has submitted a ghost story yet. Like, come on guys, let's switch it up. Also, I just want to take a moment to talk about the whole aspect of magic in Islamic culture. Because if you guys watched my last video, I talked about how magic is not allowed in Islam. Like, I'm not going to go into detail again. But I highly suggest you guys watch that video because it kind of gives you insight on why the main character didn't really fight back against the jinn. Like, he knew that magic was prohibited in Islam. It goes against your faith. And also, I feel like he probably felt like it wasn't really worth it. Like, he was able to escape, right? Like, I mean, technically, yes, he did get hurt and traumatized from the event. But I feel like he probably felt like it wasn't worth it to, risk his Iman for. But that's just my opinion. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Anyways, thank you so much for listening to me ramble about this amazing story. If you guys enjoyed this video and would like to see more Arabic folk horror stories, please leave a comment down below saying that you would like to see more of these types of stories. Anyways, thank you guys so much for listening, and I'll see you guys next time.